Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. It's your brother Masaya coming at y'all with a quick edifying video. What the hell? Of that just threw me off. Salakia, Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. I stumbled upon this video or this article that I want to go into. It says Trump order pushing for stricter school discipline will hit Black and Latino students the hardest. And we already know that's going into the Israelites. It says Alejandro Rodriguez, 9 of Key Largo Fly, watches as college students protest support of the Department of Education outside the department in Washington in March 2025. It says, as the flurry of presidential executive orders continues, a recent one regarding school discipline has some claiming corporal punishment is making a comeback. It says, not so fast. Last week, President Donald Trump signed an order to promote stricter school discipline and discourage schools from taking into account that discipline policies may impact students of color. The order's message is to bring back common sense in discipline policies, not corporal punishment. On the surface, the order seems vague, but it implies that classrooms have been made less safe by practices to address systematic issues of disciplining students of color more aggressively than others. It also suggests that schools are violating the civil rights of white students by failing to hand out discipline evenly. If school districts are found to use such practices, their federal funding could be at risk. It says, still, the order fails to address the reality that racial disparities in school discipline have long been documented, with Black children, particularly boys, often receiving the harshest of punishments. It says there will be a few who might read this with an eye roll or smirk, thinking there she goes, making it about race. And let me pull one of the precepts. I got the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So this is just oppression that this demon Donald Trump is trying to enforce. It says, well, it is about race. Unfortunately, this is something I know a great deal about, having grown up with a Black father, a Black brother, and now raising a Black boy. And our people are so mentally destroyed and under a strong delusion that they don't even know that calling themselves Black is the biggest insult that they could possibly call themselves. Because we already know Black is dirty, Black is void of light, Black is wickedness. When you think of Black, all you think of is negativity. And then when you think of white, all you think of is positivity and righteousness. And that's how this devil systematically used his witchcraft and sorcery upon our people, calling them Black and calling himself white. And you can see the results today of how bad we got beaten down by our oppressors. But it says Salaki, it says, well, it is about implicit bias doesn't begin when Black men are in adulthood. It starts when there are preschoolers. Black boys, who make up less than 20% of enrollment in public schools nationally, account for nearly half of all preschool suspicions, according to a 2023 Scientific American report. Their behavior is often viewed as more problematic, more disruptive, and you could blame that a lot on single mothers and also the food that those single mothers feed their children McDonald's, Skittles, Starburst, all that garbage. Their behavior is often viewed as more problematic, more disruptive. Some studies found that educators expected bad behavior from students of color, so anything they did was suspect. To that point, Yale Child Study Center in 2016 used eye tracking software to follow where teachers' eyes looked as they scanned for bad behavior in the classroom. The study showed teachers were more likely to track black boys and in general seemed to expect more disruptive behavior out of black children. Yeah, I'm not going to read all this. It says these practices are harmful because kids are missing school, and without getting to the root cause of the behavior, they fall behind, leading to dropping out of school, she said. Trump's executive order directs the Secretary of Education to release a guidance policy within 30 days. While there's not much teeth to it yet, we know a lot can change in 30 days. And the last precept that I have, Salakia. The last precept that I have is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. It says, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord," that cruel Lord being Donald Trump. And these executive orders and all these bills and laws that he's signing. "And a fierce king shall rule over them," saith Yahweh Bashem al-Shah of hosts. And with that, Yahshua Allah, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem al-Shah, Bahashem al-Kodash. With that, Shalom.